Welcome back to Homestand NBA. I'm your host, Noor Zainab, next to Justin Pooney.
Guess who's back?
Who made the trip down
Guess
from
who's
Vancouver for us, you
back?
guys. Let's take a second. Let's take a moment because Justin showed up to work today. He was actually
Before
at
you.
work today. I was here yesterday. I was in the office, flesh and bones, ready to go yesterday. But we still are without Mr. Jelani. Jelani won't be back until next week. So today you got me and Justin. It's the Justin and Noor show. And the rundown for today is tonight's game with the Raptors where they play against the Bucks. And we'll look ahead to their next 6 games where they play at home and kind of decipher what their record will look like within that time period. And I think that will also tell you what this team could do at the end of this stretch going into the trade deadline. And we have heard some fun rumors around the league that we will be discussing on this show as well. But to start it off, obviously, tonight the Raptors play against Mr. Greek Freak, the Bucks. They are here. They will be in Toronto. They must be here right now. Sorry about the weather, guys. Can't do anything about it. But
they're from Milwaukee. I don't think they can.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Like, what do they see every single day? A bowl of cheese, a wheel of cheese. They can see a CN Tower for a change. Giannis, you could have had this, bro. You could have had this. But anyway, Giannis last night, they already played. The Bucks played against the Wizards, and Giannis had a career-high night, dropping 55 points. So you know he's going to be coming into this one tonight feeling good, feeling like himself, feeling like he can do whatever he wants. And the way the Raptors are playing right now, he probably can. He probably can do whatever he wants on the court. And the Bucks have proven that as long as they have Giannis on there playing ready to go, they are a team to be messed with. They cannot, they're going to be one of the best teams in the conference no matter what happens. Even in the league, I feel like, throughout everything. But so the Raptors have a pretty tough task tonight against them.
The Raptors have a tough task any night.
Bro.
I don't know, but let's be realistic. Look, Giannis proved it once. It seems like everybody's getting 50 points in the NBA right now. Yeah. Clay had 54. Giannis had 55. Donovan had 71. Luka had 60.
Siakam had 53.
Okay, yeah, but that's old news now. That's old news now. That's old news now. That's old news now. But look, Giannis is going to come in. The Bucks, the last 10 games, they're 4-6. The Raptors are 3-7. So it's not like both teams are setting the world on fire. But last night could be a thing for Milwaukee to kind of get back on track. Start playing a lot better basketball. Giannis, can he reassert his dominance? He's, if not the best, one of the best players on planet Earth. Can he because right now the MVP race, it's kind of everybody's kind of talking about Luka, Tatum, Jokic has got some steam.
Embiid a little bit too.
Yeah. Is Giannis now going to reassert himself at the number 1 position of the MVP race? I expect Giannis to do Giannis things, 30 plus. His 8 to 10 rebounds, a couple of assists. I think there's nobody on the Raptors that is going to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is going to do what he wants to, but it's the other guys. Can Drew Holiday have a good game? Can Chris Middleton, if he plays tonight, have a good game? Can Grayson Allen, the most hated player in the NBA, make some shots, right? Bobby Portis. It comes down to those guys. But let's look at the Raptors side of it. Do you trust anybody on the Raptors squad right now to do anything? Where's your trust level on a scale of 1 to 10?
See, this is my thing with this team. I'm like, because, Giannis, Embiid, all those big guys, the Raptors are known to be able to make their life hell. Like, Giannis, I don't think Giannis, on a good defending day the Raptors are playing, he's not going to be able to give you 30 points because the Raptors will make his life hell. But do I trust this defense right now? That's the problem. Like, there's the defensive effort just isn't there. We know shooting was going to be a problem no matter what happened, but the defensive and the lack of it, I think that's going to be a massive issue. I do expect the Raptors to play up to the opponent. Like, they know it's the Bucks, they know it's Giannis, they have to come through and play super well, block him, defend him, do what you got to do. But I think just based off of what we've seen in terms of the defense, I don't know how much I trust them to stop him. And well, the team is healthy, right? Like, Freddie is back, Precious is back, so you can see a lot more bodies on the line and maybe a little bit more depth coming off the bench. But at the same time, it's just like, if you're not going to be able to stop him, can you at least put up the points that he's putting up? And I'm not sure if I trust the Raptors in that area either. Like, Gary Trent is he's doing well. Gary
Trent's increasing his trade value by every.
He's like, I got 19 games left. He's like, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna be in LA in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna be with LeBron. I'm gonna be with in the sunshine.
Take me with you.
Yeah, exactly. Please. Take me with you too. But like you said, Precious Achiuwa's back. I think the second game back, I think you'll start to see him get back into rhythm.
Yeah.
But then again, like let's be real, Precious is a good young player, but he's not going to be the savior for the Toronto
And we have
Raptors.
to also like just
Um,
manage the expectations too, right? Like
yeah,
he's just coming back from injury. He's gonna have to give him a little bit of time to
right.
mesh, to gel well, get his body together. And I'm not gonna say like against the Bucks he's gonna have a good night. You know, I don't think against a team like that he's gonna
Look,
be able to make a mark,
the bar for the
especially
Toronto
after.
Raptors is not
They're
here
like,
anymore. It's
wait till
not
Otto
here
Porter comes
anymore.
back though.
Otto
Wait,
Porter's
they're
not
like,
coming back
I
anytime
know, but I'm
soon.
like, this is how
Otto
the
Porter's
vibe
not
is. The
walking through
vibe's
that
like, oh
door
my God,
anytime
but what if
soon.
Juancho goes off? What if Otto Porter comes back and
But
something
see,
happens? And it's just
that's the
like,
state
it's
where the
not.
Toronto Raptors season has come to, where you're waiting for Otto Porter
But
Jr. to come back from
I
injury.
will say, the Raptors, they haven't been like themselves at home recently, but
Mhm.
they are still in the positives when it comes to that. They're 11 at 8 and 8 at home right
But
now.
then
So
what are they on the road?
let's
We
not talk about
talked
that. It doesn't matter right now because
But
their next 6 games are going to be at home, where
mhm.
they are 11 and 8, and they're going to be up against the Bucks, the Knicks, Blazers, Hornets back to back, and the Hawks. So you're looking at a couple of teams there where you could be like, maybe we could get a win, right? Hornets back to back, I think for sure should be a
But
factor.
LaMelo Ball has been playing very well of late.
Yeah, but like, who does he have in help in terms of
I'm just
help? The
saying,
Raptors get it going.
LaMelo
I'm sorry,
Ball.
Hornets not gonna have a
Okay,
chance.
okay.
And Hawks, I mean, they're kind of up in the air right now as well. I
There's a
think the
whole
Hawks are having the
a
same
lot of
Raptors
noise out of
bad vibes.
Atlanta. A lot of
Yeah,
noise
how do you
coming
feel
out.
about that, Justin? I thought Atlanta was your team, right?
I'm a fan of players.
Oh,
not
I'm a
teams.
fan of players. You're a
Look,
fan of players now,
Atlanta
guys.
Atlanta will be there when it matters the most.
Okay, we'll see. But this is what the Raptors' schedule looks like. And like we said, they are at home for all of them. So I'm gonna ask you, how many games do you think they can realistically win of those 6? So you got Bucks, Knicks, Blazers, Hornets, back to back, and Hawks. They're at home.
I mean,
Let's give them that.
if you can get out of this 4-2, 3-3, I think that'll be very successful, right? Then again, who knows? Look, the thing with the Raptors, and we talked about it yesterday a little bit. The vibes, just the aura around the organization is very bad, right? Even during the Tampa year, it was kind of a write-up year because they were in Tampa. It was totally different circumstances.
Yeah.
But this year, it just seems like there's something going on that look, Nick Nurse is calling out his team all the time, pretty much now.
Yeah.
He's basically ripping them a new one. You're seeing the fan base kind of, normally it's a very, they protect their players a lot, I've found. But now they're turning on their players. And I think when you look at this team, I think it's just, when you reach a certain point and it's just time for a change, whatever it is in life, right? Whether it's a job, relationship, friendship, even your place where you live, you need like a fresh coat of paint, a nice change, right? I think that's what the Raptors need to change, right? This whole thing that they're doing is not going to work. And we talked about it yesterday. And when you look at the Eastern Conference, look at the remaining opponents, every one of those teams that they play, right? They have guys that are playing at all-star or even superstar levels, right? And I think, yeah. To go back to the original question, 3-3 would be a W. 4-2 would be even better.
Yeah, and like after that too, it's gonna be edging pretty close to that trade deadline to see what the Raptors do. And there are rumors right now around the league that the teams are waiting for the Raptors to perhaps set the tone for this trade deadline because we have no idea what the direction the teams wants to go in. Whether that's try to put in themselves in a playoff spot the rest of the season, or at this point blow it up. I think, in my opinion, you have 3 options. One of them, continue as is, see what happens. Keep the same team, figure it out, see what happens. I think that's a dying option. I don't think it's gonna work out, but I think that's realistically it's one of their options, right? Another option would be you get depth. Get yourself a proper bench or someone that you want to play.
That's
get a
the worst
center.
Option.
That's the worst option?
Yeah.
Get a center, get a backup point, no, get a starting point guard that can actually facilitate properly. And the Vision 6-9 thing where it's like, we don't need to have a center to do anything. You need a center to do things. So you're going to have a center. I don't think that's a bad option though, because I think this core is good. Like Siakam being the guy dude, he's playing with a bunch of G League guys right now. If Siakam, and the fact that he's carrying is massive.
But what's he carrying him to though?
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, what's what I'm saying? Like, if Siakam's able to get help where he has a proper center to rely on, someone to pass the ball to him to get him open and stuff, he has a bench where he doesn't have to play 45 minutes every single night. I think that it might not get you to contend, right? But it's going to get you to perhaps a playoff spot. But at the same time, the East is getting better. Let's look at the Nets. Everybody had the Nets the bottom of the league this year, right? And rightfully so, because they were doing nothing the years prior. But they're on like, what, a 12, 19 game winning streak or something right now?
12
13?
12.
I'm in 19 game. Yeah.
19 would be kind of like.
I'm like 12 and 19.
Yeah.
12 game winning streak right now, right? So they're on fire, and you can never not count out. Like you're not gonna count out Kyrie and KD. And then the last option that you're gonna have, blow this shit up. Blow it up. Like
blow it up. Blow this shit up.
Blow this shit up.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to blow it up. This is gonna be a pretty high, very nice draft class. You're able to, if you're even
Scoot looks good. Scoot looks.
Everybody looks good. If you're able to get yourself even in the top 4 area, like just like you did with Scotty, you're looking at a pretty good spot. And the Raptors can lose. Like you don't even have to try to lose. They can easily lose.
Here's the thing, you think option 3 is the best option?
I don't know which option.
So you're indecisive. You're indecisive.
So because my thing is like if you're because I don't think depth, a center and a point guard it's gonna get you to the playoffs, but you're still might be a first round exit.
But what do you have to give up to get that though? That's the other thing.
That's true.
Because you gotta what's the price you gotta pay to get a backup point guard and a starting center? You got to pay something. You're not gonna get it for free. Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give up something for it.
Or you give up Fred and Gary Trent for them right now, or else watch them walk for free afterwards, right? You are gonna lose that depth, obviously, in terms of shooting but at the same time, it's like in terms for Freddie, like I think he was never that point guard for us. Like he should have just been a shooting guard. So we need that point guard to begin with. And I'm sorry if it's gonna be anybody else next to him, I'm going with that guy. There are nights that I'm like, give the ball to Malachi and let him run the ball, let him run point, right? Yeah. So I think in that regard, I can see them getting better that way. But at the end of the day, like we said this before too, it's like you're in the business to win chips. You're not here to make the playoffs. You want to win something. Okay, Justin. But also then it's like if you blow it up, you're waiting to acquire a talent that you hope one day can be this huge guy. And then you're asking in the meantime from Pascal, from OG to take it easy this year and calm it down. And I know you said before too, where it's like not an individual sport. It's a team sport. You have to put yourself aside, do what the team needs you to do. But at the same time, it's demoralizing.
Of course.
To lose, right?
Of course.
It just is. And I'm like, your Siakam is going to be 29 this year.
Okay, but let me ask you this, right? You see, we mentioned, people always think basketball is an individual sport. Like one guy can carry you, right? But when you look at the NBA and you look at all the best teams in the NBA, you got Giannis, but he's got help. Jason Tatum, he's got help. Joel Embiid, he's got help. Nikola Jokic, he's got help. If Pascal Siakam was a superstar level player like those guys, like he is, all-star level player he is, right? But even the superstar guys need help at an all-star level. He doesn't have that in Toronto, right? That is why blow it up. Just start fresh. And the thing is, it might not be a 5-6 year rebuild. It could be something like 1 to 2 years, right? You get a whole bunch of draft capital.
With Scotty, we were really good, right? We were in the tank the 1 year, the year after went to playoffs.
So that's what I'm saying, right? Like you can get a whole bunch, trade off all these assets, get a whole bunch of draft capital, or maybe even expiring deals that you could trade off and get things back that could help fit you and build around the direction you want to go with. People think that a rebuild is going to take 5-6 years, like the whole trust the process thing that Philadelphia went through.
If you do it right, absolutely.
That's not the case, right? If you do it correctly, and Masai Ujiri, I think, is one of the top, it's not the best executive in the NBA. And when you have a guy like that running your organization, a guy who's smart, who doesn't want to tank, but if you just sometimes take it one step back, you take 2 steps forward. And I think that's the way the Raptors should go. Take a step back this year. You're not going to go anywhere. Get a whole bunch of assets, get some more cap space, right? And then that gives you more flexibility to build a roster that can be conducive to winning and successful in Eastern Conference. That's going to be getting a lot better as the years go on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a spiel from Justin Pooney, letting everybody know out there that trust in Masai, but at the same time, Masai needs to make some moves. He needs to go out there and get some guys, let some guys go, and see what this team will look like at the end of this year. We'll see how the Raptors fare against the Bucks tonight. They do have that 6-game stretch at home coming up, so hopefully, I think up at the end of that, the team will have a pretty good sense of which direction they should take. I'm assuming, I'm hoping.
Too.
Sorry?
Hopefully tickets are cheaper too if they're losing.
Yeah, let's talk about like if you're losing, I should not be paying $150 from the freaking nosebleeds to watch this team, all right? And just watching the TV on up there as well. It's not fair. It's not right. Let's get it right, Toronto. But we'll see you next time on Homestead NBA. Stay tuned.